Hey Scorpio, and welcome back to the Journey of Self. I am your intuitive tarot reader as well as your host, Brandy, and this is the journey. All right, so guys, let me get right into my spiel. All right. Now, the first thing that I would like to say is this month, and all the months really, you guys should look at your seventh house as well. That's your house of partnerships, as well as your 10th house, which is your house of career. Look at the signs in those houses and look those videos up as well. Okay. My public service announcement for Cancer season is this. Let's get right to it. This season, I'm thinking of it in the theme of inside versus outside. This season is going to be completely about the self. A lot of people are going to be in their feelings because old patterns are going to be illuminated, old wounds are going to be brought up, things that people need to look at in order to get rid of so they can manifest from the highest place, right? So it's going to be a little bit uncomfortable, like the birthing process. The one thing that I ask you guys to do is to breathe and think before you speak. Ask yourself, what is it that I'm fighting for? What is it that I want? If you're feeling disrespected this month, I would say if you're looking to tell someone that you are feeling that way, be respectful, because you can't ask someone to do something that you're not doing or you can't do, right? So try and do everything respectfully. Ask yourself, if this thing is repeated, will I be proud of myself or will it cause me trouble, right? There's going to be a lot of time of self-reflection. There's going to be a restructuring, a reordering of things for better emotions, correct? So in the next 6 to 18 months, we can see these seeds that we've planted come to fruition. So as I always say, whenever it does, karma shows up, right? Whenever it does, as I like to consider her, the tax auditor, and asks, how have you been operating? Say 6 months from now, 18 months from now, will you be happy with what she finds? If we do the right thing, we'll be fine. Now, this season is known to bring up, like I said, feelings of sadness, feelings of just being generally unhappy. There's a lot of changes that are to come, especially with the eclipse that is going to come as well. And it may bring up feelings of uncertainty. This is simply for you to look at those things and to change them. It's starting with self. The best way to change a situation is to change yourself, right? There's going to be opportunities for new perspectives and new modes of operation. Now, as I said to some of the other signs, all the signs really, people say that this season is harsh because it does bring up those feelings, and also it really pushes us to change. And that's hard, especially if you've been operating a certain way for so long. However, this season and what it wants is something it's very hard to fight against. So that being said, I don't want to see anyone dragged, right? Mentally, physically, emotionally. So when you find an opportunity to let things go that you know in your heart are not serving you, things that just no longer make sense in your life, let them go. Don't fight against it. Let it happen. And that's all I have for that. Also, too, I have added a part to my site to help us overcome our blockages, rituals, and things of that nature, methods. You tell me in an email what your issue is, and I will go ahead and send you a ritual along with maybe an affirmation, something of that nature, to clear that blockage. They are $5. I'm doing this because this season is one of a very powerful nature. I've also put some numbers to, hotlines where you can speak to someone. You guys check in with your family and your friends. This season, like I said before, has been known to cause depression. I'm in June when I'm recording this, and in the last 2 weeks, I've seen at least 5 adults get into fist fights because people are in their feelings and unwilling to bend or to back down. So that's what I have for Cancer season. I guess there's one additive. Work is a place that I've seen this happen with a lot of people too, because people are thrown together to make money, people that they would maybe otherwise not associate with. So don't let people throw you off your game or get you to come out of character. This is not the time to lash out. It's a time to look internally, and it's not the time for war. Although there is like a weird, because I've been seeing this with people and the things that people have said, I'm just like, wow, because there's like a sense of like a warlike type of energy moving as well, right? First card out that I have for you guys is the Key of Life. All right. So as I meditated on the cards, this is going to be what Spirit is trying to offer you. And then we're going to go over the blockages after that. Okay. Let's move these down a little bit. So the first card that I have for you guys is the Key of Life. Okay. So this card is about fertility, even, pregnancy, projects, especially the ones of a humanitarian nature or service. This is about wholeness and fulfillment. The next card that I have for you guys is the Dark Mysteries. Okay. This card is about working with your shadow. The shadow aspects of self. This card is about a test as well as a gift. Your willingness to let go of the poison. Releasing fears. Your ability to move on. Your willingness to move on. Spirit is trying to give you a chance to heal some things, to awaken gifts in you, spiritual gifts, and allow you to move on. Everybody is getting cards that are about leveling up and new perspective. The last card that we have for what Spirit is trying to offer you is the Pyramid of Light. This card is about keeping your energy clear, not allowing people to feed off of your energy, keeping a high vibe, protecting it. Okay, so moving on to the blockages. The first card that we have is the Rumpelstiltskin card. This card is about secrets. I'm going to read this straight out of the book because this card is so dynamic that I often don't like to just write down notes. I usually write in my notes, read out of book. So here we go. So when this card comes to you, check with the promises and the debts that you have inherited. Be wary of others making promises for work you can do without consulting you. And always know that there can be a way out, even of the most awful contracts or promises. You have talents and gifts. They need to be valued for themselves, as you do. As do you. All right. So this is about impossible tasks. It's about unkeepable promises. This card is about unfair agreements. It's about the power of the name. Whenever I see this card, I often am brought back to the expression, call the devil by his name. Because letting him know that you know who he is changes the way he operates, or the devil energy operates in your life. In other words, if you're finding yourself with the devil energy, such as excess, addiction, obsession, look at that thing. Call it exactly what it is. You'll start to treat it different. knowing a thing's name or knowing someone's name is important. Like, in other words, who they truly are. When you see it, believe it. As I often say in the readings, is this bleach in this cup or is this water? You will treat it with a different respect by knowing the very nature of what you are dealing with. That's part of this. And when you are able to know the name or the nature of something, if this card comes, you're going to be given the opportunity to see it clearly. This card is also about a way out of obligation. You have been misrepresented. You will find solutions. There is power in knowing a true being's name. Promises falsely won cannot be kept. So there could even be a sense that someone tried to trick you into something, but it's not going to work because of the way that they gained that. It's not. How does Lauryn Hill say it? The chain of Satan wasn't made that strong, right? Going back to the devil energy, right? The devil energy is just something that is better avoided. It's about, maybe someone in power. It's about a choice that we make to stay chained to something. It's a choice. It's a choice. The devil energy is never forced on us. It's usually found in some type of power that we've given up. Whether this is somebody handling your affairs and not, doing it the way you want them to or the way they should. Either way, it's going to be found out and you're going to get a chance to leave this energy alone. So back to that other card, parting with the poison, being willing to part with the poison. After you see it, will you let it go? That's the question. This next card is about greed. For you, this is a message to be sure that what you take is yours to begin with. It is not time to reap, but a time to sow instead. So no matter how entrapped you may feel by destructive relationships, poor choices you have made, know that there is always a solution. And that solution is on its way to you now. This card is about knowing that there's always a way out and you will find it. Do not take more from nature than what you need. This card is about nature offering solutions to your problems, staying calm, stake your claim, the threefold law, a return from nature, slipping away from family and friends, a time in another environment, a way to return to your home, a helpful, kind young man, whatever that may mean to you. So, as you guys see, there's a theme here. Let's pull some cards and see what the cards have to say about this. Yep. So, the 10 of Swords, the 10 of Pentacles, the 7 of Swords, the Ace of Cups, and the King of Wands. Yeah, it's looking real good. Listen, this 10 of Swords, right? We talk about wrapping up loose ends. We talk about mastery. And then we talk about maybe a cycle coming back up because the lesson wasn't learned. A cycle ending or a new cycle beginning, right? 10s are never just about completion. There's always a completion and a beginning. However, when I see this card this month, I've really been feeling as though there have been some ideas, some thoughts, some truths that have been realized, let go of, as well as some ideas that have been put to rest. Looking at the cards around this could have something to do with intellectual property, as well as legacy, as well as investment, something that you've put in a lot of time and effort into, something that you have built. But this is a new era of that. Here with the Seven of Swords. I often don't really say this card is about stealing, lying, and cheating. However, with the cards that have preceded us and the blockages as well as what Spirit is trying to give you, there is a sense here that either you guys are undervaluing yourself and that will change, and you will begin to see the value of oneself and how you shorted yourself and how you can regain what is yours, right? Staking your claim, as well as strategic thought. But yeah, there's a sense here that someone may be trying to short you on something or take something that doesn't belong to them. If this is your energy, my advice would be to stop. And I'll tell you why as we go on. The Ace of Cups is here, which is always for me about new emotional beginnings as well as a new emotional resolve. I no longer call, as you guys know, the cups a love offer because I don't know the value it holds in your life. Only you can tell me in the comments below. However, this is going to be a definite new emotional resolve. What does that mean? A new emotional identity, so to speak. There are some things that you guys are going to make peace with and find room for love and joy and happiness and all of those great emotional feelings. Now, if you're operating in such a way where you feel like you need to get ahead by any means necessary, be careful. Because here we have the King of Wands. And yes, he is an inspiration. But the King of Wands is very driven on his own ideas. He doesn't wait for anyone. He is inspiring others to join him. People are very impassioned by his presence. However, if this doesn't go well, people can turn on the King of Wands. Now, listen, I'm not saying that that's what's happening. What I'm saying is I think that someone may have tried to short you. You may have come to a realization and a truth that has changed your perspective on your legacy, on how you value yourself, on where you're going, on your emotional resolve. And you're moving forward full steam ahead with the King of Wands energy. And yes, it's going to be very fertile. Now, let's clarify. But if you're the one operating with the stealing, lying, and cheating and the backstabbing and, self-sabotage, because this card also talks about self-sabotage, then yes, it may for a while look good, but you may find that people might figure it out and turn, right? Yeah. So we have here clarifying the 10 of Swords. We have the 6 of Wands. Now, remember what I said. The 6 of Wands is a parade being thrown for some type of achievement. It is short-lived. It's a parade. They don't throw those every day, correct? But it's also about something that may have been, invested in with quite some time, because this is a 10 and it's about completion of a cycle. Cycles sometimes take time, right? Sometimes they're short. However, this person on the track here running this race, runners practice. They don't just come out and race. They practice. So there's a lot of time and investment put into it. Body, spirit, right? And then we have the 8 of Wands. The 8s always go back to the Strength card, which is about character. Strength card is always about character. There may be something that is moving quite fast. You may be going on a new journey, and you may have to do it alone, as this person in the back is doing that, going on like a new journey. I often feel like this is the Fool in the back, in a sense, right? Gives you that Fool-like energy. But there's a sense that something could be moving quite fast as this cycle closes out. The new one opens up very fast with you having victory. Now, I'm not going to keep alluding to the negative side of this, but this is what I'm seeing. If you've gotten these victories, if there were ill-gotten victories, well, it's a good chance that may come out and people may see that. It'll happen fast. Now, if this is not what's going on and you're doing the right thing, there's a sense that if someone was trying to short you, that you will soon be recognized. And whatever this, disillusionment was, or betrayal, it's coming to an end here with the Death card. There's a change that is coming, or a change that has come. The Death card, everybody deals with differently. So when we talk about the swords and the 10, it could also be about intellectual property, an idea that has been put to rest. And everybody deals with this differently. The reading is looking good so far. So the Four of Wands is the next card out. And this is about structure. For some of you, you may be moving, or you may be purchasing a home. Read the fine print and be careful, right? Make sure your foundation is strong. Because there seems like there's a reason to celebrate this month for you guys, Scorpio. You have the Six of Wands, which is about a celebration, a parade. And then you have the Four of Wands, which is about celebration. Correct? So with that being said, let's see here. There's still work to be done, because the wands are always about work needing to be done. So there's still some type of journey that needs to be taken. For some of you, you may be, praying about some things, talking to God, talking to clouds, putting your intentions out there. But there's a sense here, the Ten of Pentacles has been clarified by the Ten of Pentacles. Communication may be one of those things that if you're in a relationship or in a family dynamic that needs to be worked on this month, focused on good communication. The Page of Pentacles. This is also about an upgrade. Like I said, some of you may be moving to a bigger, more fancy house that portrays exactly the work that you've put in and what you've built. Here with the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands is here, and it is about travel, a different avenue, also career. This could also be an upgrade in or promotion at work, an upgrade in your job. Maybe you finished something that was a long cycle, such as graduated, and now there is reason to celebrate. You have that stability that you were fighting for, because the Page of Pentacles can also be a student. The Page of Wands also tells us that there's work to be done. You have big dreams, aspirations, and hopes, but this energy has to be grounded with earth energy, practical. Here with the Page of Pentacles, I feel like that groundwork has been laid, especially clarified further with the Four of Wands. There's definitely a foundation being built here. And it's looking pretty solid from the cards that are coming out. Seven of Wands. For those of you who are leveling up, upgrading, you may feel as though you have to kind of keep your own demons at bay. Maybe that, that doubting Thomas that's in your head, yourself, that part of you that may not feel like you deserve it, or that part of you that undervalue yourself. There's definitely a lesson to be learned over the work that you have put in and where it's gotten you, or the avenues and the ways you've taken these routes. Because here in the Seven of Wands, you're standing your ground. And whenever I see this card, I always just say, don't get too cocky. You are in an advantage position. However, you may feel as though you have to hold your position. Now, this Seven of Swords, let's clarify it. Seven of Swords has been clarified by the Temperance card. The Temperance card, when it shows up, it's asking us about balance, equilibrium. It's about compromise. It's about agreements. It's also about carefully measuring what you are engaging in and what brings you joy. So if you're working for a company and you're not sure that they're on the up and up, be sure, because you don't want to get yourself involved in something that may cost you your good name or what you've built. That's one thing that I'm seeing. As well as overindulging yourself. You can't rest on your laurels. You don't want to self-sabotage at this point. With the Temperance card present, this could be about simply, self-sabotaging by maybe getting too comfortable, getting too wrapped up in your head, because the 7 could go to the 8, or it could go to the 6, which is about moving to calmer waters and learning from your experiences. Right now at the 7, though, it is about dualities. The sun and the moon, right? The moon can be deep emotions, while the sun can bring us joy and new experiences and unexpected pleasure. There's something definitely here about moving forward with temperance. I said the 7 is connected to the Chariot, correct? Well, the Chariot has come out. Moving forward past something in the past that may have caused you trouble. The Star card is also present. For me and the Star card with the Chariot, they kind of are the same thing to me. The original Rider-Waite Chariot and this particular Star card, if you look in the back, there's a duality of the sky, clear skies, gray skies. But this is also seeing things for what they are and going for what you want anyway. Like saying, yeah, that didn't work out. That guy or that person, that woman, they were liars. That business partner was a thief. However, I'm still going to build this business. And here we are. Temperance and the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords has had some trauma or some pain in the past, and she's learned through experience. She is a great advisor. However, this is also my why Baba Yaga card. And the answer is always because that's the way it is, baby. Right? Seeing it for what it is. These are 2 cards of Aquarius. Plus the 7 of Swords is obviously about air. Right? Strategic thinking. Seeing things for what they are. Knowing a thing's name, calling the devil by his name. It is what it is. And not trying to make it anything else. Let's move on to the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups has been clarified by the Knight of Pentacles. Now, the Knight of Pentacles is slow-moving and cautious, protective, steadfast, strong work ethic, can be a little materialistic. If this is a person, this person may be a little bit somber and serious, but, however, is a protector of beautiful things. This is about moving cautious to plant seeds, though, with this new emotional resolve. And the Tower is present. Emotional upheaval, disillusionment, whatever you believed in, belief system changing, something that has been dead and not realized for quite some time. This is where the universe takes something and you let it go. When I think of this card, I think of tsunami, Katrina. I just want to get out the way. This may have been something that you guys have tried to shock back to life over the years. It's not working. It's over, right? I don't know what this thing is. You guys are going to have to fill in the blank. And then the Judgment card, which talks about finalities, which talks about, well, finales, I should say, and finality, right? It also talks about making peace. If we look at this dove, that's what I thought when I saw this. This is that, once again, it is what it is and it's okay, right? Making peace with the past and being able to move forward. Making a decision that brings renewal to your life. New perspective, cleansing. If you have a business coming up, it could also be about incorporating your business or leveling up on your business or getting your stuff in order. The King of Wands. See what the King of Wands is about. The King of Wands is about the Eight of Cups. If your voice is not being heard, you may feel as though you want to walk away, or somebody else may be feeling that way. They may be feeling as though they don't have the influence that they once had, so they want to walk away or they're not interested. However, the King of Wands is kind of like the Knight of Wands grown up. They could be very goal-oriented, a little bit inconsiderate, very charismatic, motivational, cause a lot of passion. But like I said before, this passion can often change and turn. They're fun until they're not. They're inspiring until that you're inspired to like disdain or disgust or anger. There's a sense here that either you or somebody else is walking away after some type of new emotional idea that comes about, maybe following a tower moment or caused by a tower moment, moving forward and not caring, not in a bad way, as when I say this, moving forward and not caring what other people think, saying if you're with me or you're not. The King of Swords has also shown up. And I would say that this is about cutting out things that are no longer serving you, thinking strategically, right? It's about confidence. It's about fixed beliefs or seeing the big picture. The last card out is the Hermit card, which talks about getting your affairs in order. Some of you may have someone that you are secretly consulting with. In other words, someone who is wise and inspirational, because this is twice already that I have this. I have the Hermit. The Hermit is somebody that you could possibly be seeing secretly, not in a love relationship, but that gives you advice. Other people may not even know that you associate with this person. You know what I like to think of it as? This could be the old lady that lives down the street. Nobody knows that you go sit at her table and have tea with her, but you do. And she gives you amazing advice. Very inspirational to you. This could also be simply seeking a therapist that no one knows that you speak to. But it's about looking for answers and being okay with what you find. Actually allowing it to lead you to your path and being at peace with the knowledge that you find. The King of Swords is kind of like that. Okay with the truth. Emotionally detached from it, but seeing it for what it is. That has come up a lot. All right, Scorpio. That was an interesting reading. I'm going to pull a couple of spirit message cards for you guys, and then I'm out. The first card that I have out for you guys is Ground Yourself. Being distracted, unfocused, tired, irritated, and impatient are all signs that you're ungrounded. Now is the time to become centered and allow spirit to help you ground yourself and reconnect with divine source. Once again, these white birds remind me of doves. It's going to be in your best interest this month to only bring peace. If this is, like this card said, unfocused, distracted, tired, irritated, impatient, yeah, that could be a form of self-sabotage. That could be where you have a bunch of people supporting you and then they see a side of you they don't like and they're like, oh my God. And the opportunity is lost. Be careful. Trust is the next card out. While your logical mind is dictating a supposedly clear direction, your soul's inner guidance is urging you to follow an alternative path. The logical path may be one that is considered safe and more familiar, but you can be missing out on boundless opportunities and so much more. I think green is going to be an important color for you guys, as well as white this month. Also, too, you may benefit from, taking a walk along the beach with bare feet, as well as walking in grass with bare feet. And as I say that, the nature card comes out, right? Going around water as well. This is a time to absorb the healing properties of nature. Your mind, body, and soul need nourishment, energy, revitalization, and strength. Nature has much to offer. So take the time to connect and spend some quality time outdoors. Get some sun on your skin, guys. Enjoy yourself. All right, Scorpio, that has been your reading. Have a great rest of your day and namaste.